going to be speaking very soon after.
So devastating and so infuriating, and it's easy to feel depressed and hopeless like there's nothing we can do about it. But we are out here today marching, and we are marching
Can I
with
get you to
millions
hold
of
this while I'm
people
speaking?
all
I have to
around
go
the
inside.
world. And when we come together collectively, we are so
Justin, there, when I get...
that we terrify the police. Those cops in their riot gear were scared when they saw us coming 15,000 strong towards the Zionist embassy. And I don't know how many of y'all saw this, but they pepper sprayed us. They pepper sprayed us right in the eyes, and we couldn't see. And they didn't just do that, but they took their batons and they started hitting protesters. We are peaceful protesters in the streets of San Francisco out here for a free Palestine. But that won't stop us. That won't intimidate us. We're going to stay out in the streets for Palestine. Just like the Palestinian resistance is so steadfast and so strong, no matter how brutal the occupation, no matter how brutal the genocide and the siege, the Palestinian people remain steadfast, and we must remain steadfast with them. We need to stay out in the streets. We need to fight for a whole new system, because this genocide and war and racism and colonialism is deeply in the system of capitalism and imperialism, and we need to uproot it, and we need to fight for a whole new system. We need to stay out in the streets, y'all. We need to get organized, because we know
Can you
the
hold it?
cops and the state and the politicians are organized. We need to out-organize them. We have way more of us than they do of them. Trade organizations, stay involved, stay in the streets, and do not lose hope of liberation for Palestine and for all of us.
All right, everyone, we got two speakers left. It is an honor for me to introduce Hatem Bazian. Hatem Bazian is a co-founder and professor of Islamic law and theology at Zaytuna College and the founder of the Islamophobia Studies Center at Berkeley. He is also the national chair and founder of American Muslims for Palestine. Please give it up for Hatem. Assalamu alaikum. Now I want to first ask you for donations to this effort. We don't have the buckets to go around, but you could go to your Venmo at Answer Coalition and try to donate, because revolution activism needs some resources. We can't ask AIPAC to support us, so what we need is to support ourselves. I call it Donate Dollars for Justice. Can you do that? So make sure that you donate to this effort, because it requires some resources for us to continue the work and for this continued effort to really bring freedom to Palestine and freedom to Gaza. So I'm going to get first Iman from SJP Stanford to speak, and then I'm going to speak after that.
Hey everyone, my name is Iman, and I'm an organizer of Stanford SJP, Students for Justice in Palestine. Shout out to all the youth and campus organizers out here today on the street. Woo! As the Palestinian people continue to struggle for the right to life and land amidst the brutal has only lined its pockets with money. Shame! Repeat after me. Bombs are dropping, Stanford's profiting.
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 We as students are not complicit. We have not and will not stay silent. Back in October, a collective of students on our own campus began a sit-in called the Sit-in to Stop Genocide, where hundreds of students set up tents in the center of campus, demanding Stanford take accountability, demanding that directly support Palestinian students, address biases against pro-Palestinian voices, and last but not least, divest from any and every company complicit in supporting Israel's war crimes, genocide, and apartheid. We occupied the space for 120 days. 120 days. For 120 days, we were seated in place until Stanford agreed to meet our demands. The sit-in began as only a couple of students, but their resilience, their patience, their commitment to the movement grew the sit-in beyond what was imaginable. Alumni, students from all departments, faculty, parents, community members from the Bay Area, from all across the U.S. and even across the globe, came together to support the sit-in throughout these 120 days. We know that our institution and our current system will never support us. It's within the power of the people, the power that lies within us all today, that we are able to disrupt and shake the Zionist U.S. power on our own campus and out here today. As family weekend was approaching on our campus, our sit-in faced many threats from administrations. Boo! Shame! And throughout that all, we continued to organize, to make calls to the community for support, and they were answered. When the sit-in was threatened with forced removal, we had over 500 students and community members come together and stay overnight outside to hold it down. Students are no longer passive, no longer complicit to the 75-year occupation and genocide conducted by the Zionist U.S. regime. Stanford thought they could kill the movement by killing the sit-in, but that is far from true. Removing the physical space cannot and will not kill the movement, the power of the people. It will not kill the movement that has reached all across campus, our own campus, on campuses all across the globe. And at Stanford, the grief for the sit-in became power, and our own divestment campaign targeting companies like HP is at its most powerful that has ever been. Every single day, we have disrupted Alumni Weekend, donor events, and all of Family Weekend. Even after Stanford detained and cited 18 students who demanded divestment at Stanford President's Q&A panel during Family Weekend, we know that Stanford's repression tactics only highlight the very institution beginning to shake. The system cannot ever lock up the movement. The Palestine movement and the global people's movement fighting against U.S. imperialism and the Zionist regime. As we are all out here today, I want to call on everyone to continue to stay organized. Now more than ever, the movement needs every one of us to stay active. If you're a you're a college student, join your SJPs. And if your college doesn't have an SJP, get organized, start one. It just takes one of us to begin that movement in our own spaces. And join our local organization or party to continue being organized beyond just college. Your commitment to the movement is beyond college. It's beyond our campus. So continue to keep on fighting. Our struggles are all united, and we cannot overthrow the system without each and every one of us staying active. The people united will never be defeated.
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 What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it? Louder! What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Thank you, everyone. Our final speaker for today is a longtime leader in the Palestinian struggle. You want me to? Okay, he doesn't want me to introduce him.
Assalamu alaikum. So today I'm not going to speak about Gaza because we have a live stream genocide, and if those that are watching the live stream with their eyes, but their hearts can see the children, the babies, the mothers, the fathers, the young and old, we only can say your eyes can see, but your heart is dead. Your consciousness is dead. Your inability to see what is taking place in Gaza is inexcusable at this point in time. I want to speak about three set of groups or people that we need to focus on. One is the politician and the civil society elites. Second, the media. Third, the religious establishment, or what I consider to be the handmaidens of empire. One, the politicians and civil society. As we saw 2 days ago, the massacre that took place in the Nablus Square, the flower massacre, and all these politicians, all these civil society leaders came out to us to say they're extremely concerned, that they are shocked, they are worried, they're fanning crocodile tears. But let me say, the crocodile is far more honest with his tear in the water than these politicians and civil society leaders. We don't want to hear how shocked, concerned, or anything of this sort. If you are, go to a 12-step program. What we want from you is immediate, unconditional ceasefire and stop funding the genocide. All these politicians, all these presidents of universities, all these human rights centers of whiteness are silent in relation to the genocide. You are complicit. Silence in the face of a genocide is complicity. Not only that, they continue to send the bombs to bomb Gaza. Biden is sending a superpower, he's gonna drop foods from the skies on airplanes? You have the keys to the doors to Gaza. You need to open the doors for Gaza. You call your buddy Netanyahu and you say, if you don't send 1,000 trucks of food to Gaza, there is no $14 billion. The United States does not need to send planes with food. It needs to open the keys to the jail that is called to Gaza. The second, the media.
Fuck the media.
I don't know if I want to take that offer. I have class. So let me say the following. The bombs that are falling on those in Gaza needs the pens that are spilling blood and the keystrokes that completely kill the victims and you. The media said it was chaos. It was a stampede. It was confusion. There was no confusion with the bullets that hit the bodies of the Palestinians seeking flour and food in that square. I say that the bullets that hit the Palestinians or our black brothers and sisters or our Latino brothers and sisters in the borders are one bullet, but the media kills the person time and time again in our consciousness, and we need to take them to task day in and day out. Media is complicit in genocide. Media is complicit in genocide. The third group, the religious establishment and leadership. Now, have you noticed, as our dear brother Aaron Bushnell protested and stood with courage, all these religious textual leadership came out of their cave of unconsciousness to condemn and tell us the final points of religion. Let me tell you, you were silent with 30,000 Palestinians dead. Don't come out of your cave of textual inconsequence to condemn a person that has more courage than the text you read day in and day out. Martin Luther King sent a letter from the Birmingham jail. Gaza sent letters with their blood every day to all the religious leadership in our society, to the churches, to the mosques, to the synagogues, to the temples. We have a religious leadership and institutions that are completely silent. They're quick to condemn the courage of people, but they're silent on the genocide that is taking place. And I'm speaking here in San Francisco, the United Religious Initiative. Where are your statements? Where are your condemnation? Where are the marches? Where is it today? You only got up of your cave to speak about Aaron. Excuse me, you stayed silent for 30,000. Stay in your cave silent. Stay in your cave of unconsciousness. Stay in your cave that uses religion as the handmaiden of empire. Martin Luther King spoke of I have a dream, but also spoke about the three evils of society: militarism, materialism, and racism. Those are with us still today. And I said to the religious leadership, the emperor and the empire put the chains on your hands, but the religious establishment put the chains in the minds of the people and tell them that the emperor is right and the emperor is correct. We say no. We come from a religious tradition that says every human being is born free. No mother or father gave birth to the child in bondage. No, not in Gaza, not in here, not in the border, not in South Africa, and not in any place else. We speak of a religious tradition of liberation, the nation to people and not the one that kowtowed to the empire or emperor and tried to justify death and destruction. If you can't speak of the complicity and of genocide today, please don't go out on the pulpit and justify civil society and justify empire. It's very, very critical because they're selling us bondage in our mind while the emperor is having chains in our hand. Stephen Biko said one important statement among many. The most dangerous weapon in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. The most dangerous weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. Free your mind first, and then we will be having the ability to liberate ourselves. Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine is a state of mind! Free Palestine is a state of mind! Free Palestine is a state of mind! Break the chains that is in our mind, and we will see free Palestine in our lifetime. Salam
Thank you, Hatem, for that grounding. We're going to finish off today with Nasser, who's going to finish us off with a final powerful chant.
Assalamu alaikum. Now before we start, if anybody dropped a wallet, please find me afterwards. It's a public service announcement. Now before we begin, I want to go over a list of names. So how many of y'all know Wa'il Dahduh? For those of you that don't know, Wa'il Dahduh is a journalist of Al Jazeera in Gaza, and his whole family was targeted by an Israeli bombardment. As a matter of fact, shortly after that happened, an Israeli journalist went live on TV and said, of course we know. And the Zionist state has a census of everyone in Gaza, so it was a targeted attack. And then we have Muhammad al-Durra. During the Second Intifada, Muhammad al-Durra was a 6-year-old martyr, killed by the Zionist state. And then there's Hind Rajab, a young Palestinian girl who was trapped for hours in Gaza, unable for paramedics to reach her, and she was also slain by the Zionist state. And then we have Raza al-Najjar, a Palestinian paramedic who was killed by an Israeli sniper while she was treating the wounded in the Great March of Return. There was Shireen Abu Akleh, a Palestinian Christian journalist who was also killed while she was reporting. And there is Hisham Hawtani, a Palestinian living in the U.S. who was now wheelchair bound because of an Islamophobic anti-Palestinian attack. Now we're going to learn some Arabic. I want you to repeat after me. Thawra. Thawra. Now Thawra means revolution, and that's what we're going to keep on doing until Palestine is free, even beyond the ceasefire. So let's try this out. Wa'il Dahduh. Wa'il Dahduh. La Hind Rajab. La Muhammad al-Durra. La Raza al-Najjar. La Shireen Abu Akleh. La Hisham Hawtani. Li Palestine. Una Gaza. Uta the West Bank. Ula al-Jalil. Ula Nablus. يعطيكم العافية يا جماعة. Now remember everyone, we keep each other safe. When you're leaving, please leave in groups. Stick with a buddy. If you don't have a buddy, come over here and I'll be your buddy. مش مشكلة. Thank you all so